Welcome everybody here today to my weekly Bible message. And I probably figured I'd be a little bit louder if I, didn't have those little mic stand I created. So, and you can see more of me, so that'll be a great. So, today we're going to talk about conflicts. When you are in a relationship, when you're married. Because first of all, we talked about divorce 2 weeks ago, and then last week we talked about building a love that lasts. Keeping the fire lit. Talked about divorce and keeping the fire lit. And then in that message, we talked about how to not get to the point of divorce. That's how we did divorce first. That we know how tragedy and how terrible it is. And then the next one we talk about how to not get to that point, how to save yourselves, your marriage from getting to that point. Or is your divorce like a road to no return? Then today I thought I'd talk about, I'm not sure if this is going to be the last installment of this passage, this messages I've been doing, series of messages I've been doing. Am I going to think about it, or is it going to be, another? Or one after this is called conflicts. Yes, you can, kind of different ways to keep the fire lit, but then there's also going to be some conflicts in that, some disagreements, especially things around the house. The woman always wants to be right. You have this nice, cool thing, like the Avengers, like wrestling, it was cool wrestling, or cool wrestling pictures and like Captain America and all kinds of different comic book stuff. You want to put in the front room or your spare room or whatever, and then she's like, no, no, you have to get rid of it. Or store or something, it'd be in here. But hey, can't win everything. You gotta learn to fight them. So today we're gonna talk about conflicts. So let's begin here at Song of Solomon, chapter 5, conflicts. And it says here, I have come to my garden, my sister, my spouse, I have gathered my myth with my spice. Verse 1 actually is part of chapter 4. And includes the section, it is the voice of Solomon. He is saying that he has completed his time in intimacy. He has entered into the place where the guests are banqueting and pronounces the blessing. Verse 2, I sleep, but my heart is awake. It is the voice of my beloved. He knocks, saying, open for me. What we have here is their first conflict. When you're married, you're going to have conflicts. It ain't going to be all about roses and, going through lilies and, like a Cinderella fairy tale. You're going to have conflict, you're going to have disagreements, and you got to learn how to deal with it. Or if you can't deal with conflicts, then it's going to be over. So we're going to teach you today how to deal with conflicts. And it has been said, every wedding is beautiful. It is a living together afterwards that is so hard. People get into the marriage without having, as Dr. Laura said, any notion of what they're getting themselves into. That's true. Because because people think that the marriage is going to be just like the relationship. No. When you're in a relationship, did you guys pay bills together? Did you do any of that stuff together? No. But then when you're married, most couples, unless you're a man and you're smart, most couples put their money together. You put your money together, the wife just spends it and spends it and spends. At least if you don't put your money together, she spends her money, not yours. You're older, hey, where's my retirement money? And we'll talk about this new dress. Yeah, but see, when you're in a relationship dating, you don't pay bills. When you are, you pay bills and all the struggle. You can have financial struggles, you have conflicts, and it's just difficult. It says that every relationship has time of conflicts. Just beautiful, the two have become one does not mean we do not retain our own personalities. The wife, whatever, tries to, fix us and transform it in our own creation, but we're already in God's creation and we're on our own ways. Like Weezer said, I'm old and set in my ways. They can remake of that one, just so you guys know that. And it says here, each one of us continues to have opinions, preferences, goals, perspectives, and ideas. Obviously, marriage does not wipe out our upbringing and cultural language differences, opinion of our own opinion, preferences, goals, and sometimes when you get married, it's harder to do those goals, And it says it actually amazes you that a wife or husband does not see things as clearly as you do. Your wife sees something, something wrong, you're like, no, I don't see nothing wrong. She's like, really? I don't see nothing wrong. And it says, why should they see the mistakes make so much sense to you? When you get married, we spend our honeymoon. When you get married, you spend your honeymoon as time sharing and talking about marriage and stuff like that. It's a time when you just, see, like I said, get to know each other, intimacy. It should be time that is uninterrupted by outside directions. This is actually part of a law God gave the nation of Israel. DT 24:5. When a man has taken a new wife, he shall now go not to war or be charged with any business, but shall be free at home 1 year and bring happiness to his wife whom he has taken. It is believed that when a man has recently been married, his mind would be on his wife. He brought happiness to her by detecting herself to her and enjoying her without direction. You can have disagreements even on your honeymoon, called the sweet month. And that's what they say, you have conflicts and the honeymoon phase and always lasts, always happy at the beginning, and then all of a sudden something happens and conflicts and stuff like that can cause you to lose interest in one another. And and you gotta learn how to do conflicts, or you're in the wrong ballgame, buddy. You don't know how to do conflict, you're in the wrong ballgame. Some people, they get married too soon because they have a good relationship. At least you wait a little bit, then they really gotta wait 6 weeks. Ain't time to get to anybody. Like Ross, he wanted to marry Emily. And then what happened? They only got her for 6 weeks. She was going to go back to London. And then, you know what? No, someone married her, and it's too soon. And what happened? Wasted all that money because when he was getting married, when he says, when he said the vowels, he said, I take the Rachel instead of the Emily. So, you messed up. You got to think about that. Don't get married so soon. People only want to get married right away. They just get married too soon. It's gotta find the one you're looking for. Wait, they say a year or two. Come on.